Does size matter?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh, fucking hell, I wasn't expecting. That was quick.
To me, it does. It does. It really does.
Why?
I like big, so.
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening! Everybody stay calm!
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
There is.
Fair enough. See what you consider big. Did you got an alcoholic on this? You can't stop her from drinking. Anyway, we may have had a couple of drinks before we started this.
We definitely did.
I took her to the classy establishment of Weatherspoons in Shepherd's Bush. Home
Shout
of
out.
many a crackheads. All right, guys, so we're starting a new section in the podcast. We're going to do, I like to call, and everyone else likes to call, quick fire questions. So what we're going to do, Maria, is I'm going to ask you some questions. We're going to shoot through them. A, because we're running out of time, and B, because
Better answers come.
better answers when she doesn't think too much. That's not an insult. Let's get into it. So what's your type of guy or woman?
For guys, 6 foot minimum. I really don't care what race, what color, what language they speak, but yeah, 6 foot.
So height?
Height.
Okay. Non-negotiables in a guy?
I think the guy has to be stable, mentally, physically, financially. That would work good, I think. Yeah, that's a non-negotiable. Stable, like emotionally, whatever. Yeah.
Okay. And then going off of non-negotiables, what's like your biggest ick in a guy? What's like your biggest turn off?
Disrespect. If they disrespect people, like wait staff and like people who really cannot give them anything, I think I would be like turned off immediately.
What about like physical features? Make it a bit more shallow. What is the biggest turn off?
Oh my god, like back hair.
Yeah.
Cannot deal with that. I mean, even if you do genetically, just maybe take care of it, trim it, not so it
Got
doesn't
like some
go.
Wolverine shit going on.
Yeah, it's not my thing.
Okay. Interesting. And then I guess in terms of biggest turn on.
Self-control. I think I like to be
Self-control.
made
Alright,
frustrated
boys,
sexually
we're out
by a
there.
guy.
We're fucked. Fuck that, self-control.
A guy who can just like be proper, even if I like, let's say like some girls like to flirt like indirectly, and if the guy could keep their composure and their hands like just to be proper all the time, it frustrates me so much, and it's such a turn on.
Okay.
Yeah,
So almost like when the guy doesn't really give in to what
exactly.
you're
It's like
teasing him with.
I dress nice, my body looks good, my makeup is like a 10 out of 10.
And he's like,
He's
no,
proper.
not good.
Yeah, it's like,
you're not getting it from
fuck me now.
Oh, I love that.
That happened.
Love
like,
that. What? That happened?
And the guy's not even good looking. I was like, fuck. He took me like 4 dates. He doesn't even touch me. Is he not interested in me? Like,
Probably question, is he gay at that point?
he's not. He's not. He was just a gentleman. British gentleman.
I don't think I could do that, but fair play to the man. But yeah. Is a high body count a turn off?
I have to be honest. I think if I'm looking for a relationship, it really comes down to their honesty. If they own it, like, you know, cards on the table, it's fine by me. But if they hide it, I've
then you
had
find
many
out.
guys like acting like, oh yeah, you know, I'm a religious, like Christian, and then like I don't really see girls, and then it turns out like all his DMs are girls. Then it's a turn off. Like,
Yeah,
just be
well, that's
honest.
just lying.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you think body count is more important for women or for men? I personally think that body count is more important for men in terms of when they're looking at women. So if a woman's got a high body count, that's important.
I kind of agree with that as well, because from what I know, I think guys think differently than women. And for a woman to have high body count, meaning that, I don't know, like maybe she has less self-control than what most women that I know have, like reservations, like when it comes to physical stuff. So maybe it could be true, but I don't date girls, so it's not something that I put on and like when I look at people that I want to date. So I do agree, like for myself, I don't want to be as accessible as people are. I think it's like this is something that I keep for myself. Like I really need to be secure with the person before I jump into things sexually with the person. So
Okay. So do you think Do you think it's like fair enough if a guy would be put off by a woman who slept with maybe 20 plus men?
If
Or do you
I
think
was
he's
a guy,
or do you think he's, bearing in mind that guy had, yeah, if you were a guy,
I would want a girl who's untouchable.
okay, but let's say you're a guy and you slept with 40 plus, and then you're like, oh, I can't date a girl who slept with more than 20. Do you think that's hypocritical, or do you think that's just something that it's just how society is?
I think that's just how society is, and I'm not in the business of like changing society.
Yeah.
I think that's just how the world works. And from what I know, because I'm not a guy, but
Yeah.
guys have different needs and views when it comes to things. Like guys are very visual being, and women are very different. So, like the reality is there's different standards, and that's just how it is. I'm not gonna try to change
Yeah.
or like things like that's
And
just how it is.
If you're like on the verge, like you're engaged to someone, do you think it's important to know someone's body count, or do you think do you think you can literally just marry someone, just never know, and it wouldn't bother
I
you?
would want to know.
You would?
Yeah, especially when I get serious with someone, I want to do the full STD test just before.
Yeah, that's fair.
And know, like, okay, like you have to be sexually compatible as well.
Mm.
If you like some stuff that I don't like or I find to be disgusting or taboo, then it might be better
Yeah.
to talk about it earlier before you get engaged. I think.
I just think it's interesting to think, like, do you really need to know someone's body count if you're going to be with them? I think everyone has a past, but at the same point, it is something you would probably want to know.
Yeah.
Obviously, you need to know if they have STDs or anything like that. But
Yeah.
I think, I don't know. It's probably something that I will want to know.
I don't need to know the numbers, like absolutely. Just say
Yeah.
like, hey, like during my
Ballpark.
uni time, like I slept with a lot of girls, and that was it. Like now
Yeah.
I'm with you, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Like it's as simple as that. Just be honest about it. Like okay, I was really active, like sexting girls and stuff like that. Okay, so and this happened, when I run into a woman, like I'm not suddenly like surprised that you had a thing with my boyfriend. I never knew this. Okay,
That happened.
I haven't. Yeah.
What? You just ran into a stranger and she was like, "Oh, your thingy's girlfriend."
No, actually, it's quite like more in depth than that. Like, cause I'm half Indonesian, so my boyfriend at the time told me, "Oh, you have to meet my Indonesian friend," and it's like, okay, I thought you were actually a friend, but they were
Ah, okay.
fucking each other, and it was pretty intense. And I was
Used
shopping.
to fucking each other, or still were?
They did, like
used to.
before he dated me.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to be like mean about that as well, but it's like it's a girl that I should never worry about, but just because of the fact that he lied about it made me think about it more.
Yeah, that's
Because
fair.
it's like when I look at her, it's like okay, I don't need to worry about her, but because of the lie, it made me worry more, if that makes sense.
I think honesty is just so important, to be honest.
Yeah, thoughts on cheating.
Yeah. Okay, thoughts on cheating.
No, don't cheat.
Don't
Just be
cheat.
honest to your partner. If you don't love them, then say it.
Have you ever cheated?
No, I've been cheated on.
You idiot! You're honestly an idiot. I don't know what's wrong with you. But your ego is pissing me off. You think you're the shit. You think you're so high and mighty. You're literally comparing yourself to a god, whereas you're far from it.
Fuck that. I've never cheated. I don't think I've ever been cheated on. But yeah, just grow up.
Just say it.
End it before you
Yeah.
get to the point of cheating.
Or just say like, I'm not ready for a relationship. Can I see other people? If it's not cool, then then you don't have the same.
I guess what you would
things.
say is, we have self-control.
Nice.
Thoughts on fake boobs, balm, teeth, Botox?
I have fake boobs,
Okay.
and I'm happy with them. So go for it.
Yeah, if you think there's something... I had a mole removed. Basically the same thing as fake boobs. and,
It is not.
and I did that because, I was a bit insecure about it. I wanted to get rid of it. And
Do you post on your Insta about your removed mole? Like some girls post about their fake
No,
boobs.
but that was a big deal.
I'm
and
happy for you.
Everyone thinks I've got a hickey now, and it's not. But, hey, it's not always about me. If I was a girl, I would 1,000% get fake boobs. But I think if I was a girl, I'd be naturally big breasted.
Fake boobs is not only for girls who have small tits. It's also for
Yeah, maybe.
girls who have like aged.
Yeah.
You know, like things happen to your body.
Or maybe you just want them perkier.
Yeah.
Right.
No shame in whatever you want to do with your body as long as it's safe. You have the
Yeah.
money for it. Yeah.
Boobs are a good thing. Always remember that.
A good friend of mine said it's easier to step into a conversation with a girl with nice boobs than not nice boobs. So if it makes people happy,
Why is
like
that? Why is that?
I don't know. It's like people are nicer to you when you have nice
Yeah.
boobs.
I literally, honestly, That's like, I think, yeah, with fake boobs and stuff like that, would not bother me at all. I think BBLs and stuff like that, starting to, like, again, do whatever the fuck you want, but, like, I don't even know. That's a bit out there. I'm going to get my teeth done at some point. And I think in terms of, like, Botox and stuff, doesn't really bother me.
Yeah.
As long as your face can, you can raise your cheekbones, fair enough. But
Do
yeah,
what you
fake
want.
boobs, big supporter. Sounds weird when I say it like that. Is your eye color natural?
No.
And I already knew that. I already knew the answer to that question, but I just wanted to make sure.
No, I like to wear contacts, but I'm also happy with my eye color, so I like to
Brown
be.
naturally, right? Okay. Because I've been on a date with a girl, a few girls actually who I've been like, wow, your eyes are stunning. And I full fact know they're contact lenses.
Yeah,
And
not everyone
I just
is-
want to embarrass them, and they go, oh, actually, they're contact lenses.
I'm quite happy like answering I have fake tits, fake things. I wear.
I wouldn't say
extension.
that. Yeah.
I'm-
What is the reason for wearing contact lenses? Just like you like that color and you want to wear it.
So I do makeup a very like, for example,
So-
this white corner in my eye. I do them very like seasonally. I know how I like things now at my age. 5 years ago, I did things differently. I don't know. It boosts my confidence.
That's all that matters
Yeah.
at the end of the day. I was just wondering because, like, in terms of eye color, it's like a big thing for me. Like, nice eye is really important to me. But it's weird because I have like, I don't know how to say this. Like, I have exceptional eyes.
Bruh.
I'm happy for you, Jamie.
I have very nice eyes, and I just find it interesting because there are people out there, but I'm blonde hair, blue eyed, right? That's common for a blonde person to have blue eyes. And people love blue eyes. But when you see a dark haired person with blue eyes, natural blue eyes, not contact lenses, that's like fucking incredibly rare.
Yeah, stunning.
And that's stunning. So I always question
The contrast, right?
Yeah, I'll always ask if a girl has got like, or a guy, like if they've got blue eyes and they've got fucking
Oh
brown
my
hair,
God.
I'm like,
My ex
'cause that's
has,
rare.
like what you said, like naturally, like he has like afro hair, like really dark thin color, but like green hazel eyes. And that to me is just, I could just look
So
into
rare,
your
yeah.
eyes like every day.
Yeah, no, I think it's important. Or not important, but I think it's really
It's
attractive.
important to you. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
As someone who's naturally very attractive, why did you decide to have work done?
I think confidence.
Mm.
And yeah, maybe it's a little bit fucked up to say that, but
I don't think it is.
we live in the generation where it matters what you look like. There's some pretty privilege here and there. And not just to say that in a dating sense, but also even like professionally, like just how people treat you nicely.
Yeah.
And if it makes
Yeah,
me
it's
feel, if it makes me feel appreciated and beautiful as maybe as superficial as it sounds, if I can do it within safe environment, like without putting myself at risk,
Yeah.
I would do it.
Yeah, you see people on like the TV show Botched. It's like an
Yeah.
American show where people go to the absolute extremes and they get like tits all the way down to the floor. Literally there was a woman who removed her rib cage so she could have
Yeah.
like the thinnest waist ever and massive
That's
boobs and a
crazy.
bum, and she literally couldn't
Yeah.
stand upright. Yeah, you've probably gone too far, love. But I think in terms of just for like a
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
confidence boost, and it's something that you've thought about a lot. It's not just like, oh, I feel
Yeah.
like big boobs, having big boobs. Then I think you should go for it.
And what within reasons as well, because what look good on others might not look good on you.
Very
So you
true.
have to think about, okay, whether it makes sense for you or not. And for me, when it makes sense, it's safe and it's not gonna like drain my bank account.
Yeah.
I would like look into it.
And when did you get your work done? And would you say you regret it, or are you happy with it?
I'm very happy with it because it's not. It's what I expected it to be. Like, for example, my boobs. I did it this year in March. It's very recent. And I went for a very natural look, like similar to my body frame.
Yeah.
And honestly, the doctor did an amazing job. I felt like safe and everything throughout. So I don't see myself getting anything else done in like maybe when I'm late 30s, I would get like Botox and stuff like that. But until then, I think I'm pretty happy. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we can ask for.
Mention your mole to make her feel more comfortable.
Put it in the notes. 'Cause I wasn't sure how you're gonna feel about talking about that.
It's just so different.
You-
It's just not even the same.
The mole and the boobs. You compare your mole to my boobs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they're both pretty big. It's a big mole.
Mole's not sexualized. Boobs
No,
are.
mole is like like not nice. Yeah. Anyway, it's not like a tiny mole. It was like a big mole. Mate, there was someone up in that office building, and they're like fucking topless or something, and it's putting me off. Literally ugly
I
fat.
see it.
Well, ugly fat naked man
Like
from Friends.
on Friends, yeah. Ugly naked guy.
Ugly naked guy. He's got good tits as well.
Does he?
Okay, so thoughts on OnlyFans. I support anyone making a bag, but
Yeah.
fuck me, I think it's it's a heated topic.
It
It's
is.
tough.
I think it's good that people take control, like rather than being a porn star, probably getting a lot of cut like from the agency. It's better if you manage your own stuff. Like then you can decide what you're comfortable with. And I think OnlyFans is not only about like sexual stuff, right? It's also like, okay, if you like trains and you like to be naked on a train, like just do it. I think it's good, like to give the power to the person that wants to do it. For me personally, I think I come from a very deep-rooted, religious, culturally like sensitive families. I have been approached a number of times by like agencies, but I don't think I will ever do it. And that's not disrespect to people who do it. I think, do what you want as long as you're comfortable.
The money is staggering. I mean, even when I was in Australia, I was approached to be
An OnlyFans
an
model.
escort
Wow.
for older women. And the money was triple what I was making. And I was making good money in my sales job, but it was triple what I was making. Would have been balling.
Right.
But yeah, I'm not about that. I'm a man of God. Come from a good family.
Well, it's not to say that people that do OnlyFans
But I
don't
was
come from good
tempted.
families.
No, they come from good families, 100%. I said that off air, so don't say me out like that. Don't make me look bad, because I said people who do OnlyFans, they do come from good families as well.
Or whatever family they come from.
But
Doesn't matter.
what I'm saying, ugly naked man, fucking ugly man, it's weird. Put me off. Wait for this. Sorry guys, sometimes you might hear a siren. It's because we are in the rough ends of Brixton.
Didn't know about that.
It's not that rough here. I know everyone is, so it's like, I'm one of them. Nothing compared to Shepherd's Bush. But I think going back to the Australian escort thing, I dated a lot of people in Australia anyway, so I was genuinely thinking like, fuck it, I might as well get paid for it.
You seem busy everywhere you go.
Fuck that. But I think when it became obvious I would have to have sex with everyone, no decision making, like that's prostitution, not about that life. But when there was like I'm not ashamed to admit, but like to get paid like a ton of money to just go on dates and then decide if you want to like sleep with someone or continue that or just have a dinner with them, I was like, it's like the fucking dream job. I go on a date with someone, have a nice dinner, they pay for it. Fucking hell, that'd be a nice change. And then I can decide, and obviously if they want to continue, then I can decide. I was like, why wouldn't I? And then when that's not how it works. You
Yeah.
have to have sex with people, you have to do stuff. Obviously not going to do that. But yeah, what could have been? New topic, sex questions. Still on the quick rapid fire questions. Does size matter?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell, I wasn't expecting that. Was quick.
To me, it does. It does. It really does.
Why?
I like big, so. There is.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't know if you know, but there's this forum online called LPSG.
Is that where it like ranks the average penis size of the country?
There's this thing called size queens. Girls who like big size.
Oh no, I did not know this. Fucking hell, internet is a scary place, boys and girls.
So the answer is yes.
Fuck, I'll just talk about this for a
LPSG stands for
yeah, go ahead.
Large Penis Support Group.
Jesus Christ.
And there's a dating app called Big One for that.
Fuck it, right. This is not a family channel, but I imagine a lot of the people watching, hopefully not my mum, are foaming at the mouth right now. So I'm gonna move on from that. But yeah, good to know. We'll talk about that off air. See what you consider big. Sex on the first date, yes or no?
For me personally, no.
What about other people? Sex on the first date, judgment held on them or not?
Yeah, do what you want as long as you do it safely, I think.
Yeah.
But for me, no.
Would you ever make the first move if you like someone? I guess we covered this with your flight attendant thing. You've done that before.
But that's not serious.
Okay,
if I
have you ever
really
made,
like
like-
someone,
yeah.
no.
Still wouldn't.
I
This
would
drives
just
me
wait,
crazy.
yeah.
This drives me crazy. I've spoken to other girls who are like, I've seen like the most beautiful man. Really want to talk to him. Oh, but I'd never talk to him.
No.
I'm like, why not? It's like, well, no, he has to come to me. And I was like, you're literally going to let someone... And I'm saying this is like someone who you've seen, and for all you know, until you've heard him speak, he is like the perfect man for you, and you let
How do you know that?
No, but that's how they've described him to me. They're like, oh my God, he's literally perfect. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, so you'll talk to him? Oh, no, heavens no, I wouldn't fucking talk to him. I'm like,
No.
you're just going to let that slip? Let that slip through your fingers? Like, if you feel that strongly from just looking at them, and it might be completely trash when you talk to them, go talk to... I don't get it. Don't get it with women.
No,
Don't
I
get
think...
it. I support women who come up and talk to people, come up
I
and talk
support
to
that
me.
too. But I would just not do that because I think the dynamic of the relationship would be very different from what I imagine would be ideal for me.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. Yes, guys, how are we doing? If you are enjoying this podcast / long video form content, I do have some other guests potentially lined up. And yeah, just let me know what you guys think of it. If you're enjoying it, if you want to see more content like this. You know, it was a lot of fun to film, so I'm more than happy to bring out more content like this. But yeah, let me know down below in the comments if you want to see more content like this with more guests. And yeah, we'll dive deep into everything dating, sex, and my wacky opinions on it after they've talked. So yeah, let's get back to the podcast. Peace. Do you believe in love at first sight?
Yes. I really do.
Okay. Do you think that could just be lust?
No. You see like how people talk to others when they go to the cashier and they pay, and then you see like everything about that person without the sexual stuff. Like, it's just like, wow, it's like someone I admire.
Okay.
I've had that before, yeah.
Okay, nice. I've just read the question that I wrote down, and I'm very... Oh, that is...
Threesomes? Just, I will answer
What?
it.
Would you be down for a threesome? Have
Yes,
you done a
I've done
threesome?
it before.
Okay.
I became really good friends with the girl I did it with, and she now has a baby and married and all
From
that.
the threesome?
From the threesome. We met on
No, from the threesome.
Yeah.
She got pregnant.
No, not pregnant from us. Like, she's married now with a man, and then now she
my
has
God.
kids.
The man who you had...
No. I was with a
different man.
guy, and it's like, okay, let's look for a third girl.
Yeah.
We met her on dating app, and we
Oh,
did
you're
it.
one of them couples who are like looking for a third party.
We're not couples. We just wanted to like experiment. I was so young, like, and then we now even we still like laugh about it. It's like, I can't believe I met you at a threesome, and she always said like, oh my God, you came with your lingerie, like with a coat, and you're already like opening it. I was really ready for like,
Yeah.
This,
You were
and
like
she-
wild phase, yeah.
and then she was like, I cannot believe how brave you were. And I was like, yeah, because I'm young. Like, I just want to experience everything.
Yeah.
So when I'm old, I don't have to do all this stuff. And now we become like close friends.
So you're now like good friends. That's cute.
That's really
I thought she got pregnant from the threesome. I'm like,
No, that's crazy.
Fucking hilarious.
Safety.
Who's
yeah.
the... Well, we know the father, but it's going to be co-parenting situation. What's going on there? Okay. That's funny. Should have started with the sex questions. Fucking hell, you got a lot. These are well interesting.
That guy is now the dad.
No. The guy was with me.
Yeah.
He's Australian living in America, but we met and then we sort of like explored things sexually together.
Yeah.
Like swing parties, like threesomes and all these things. And I met this girl like by chance through dating app. There's a dating app called Field, Feeld, that's specifically for threesomes.
Why are you looking at me? I don't go on dating apps anymore. Man of God.
This is like 2015, like a long time ago. So I met her, and it's like, oh, I like you, and she said, I like you too. So let's do it together. And then I was like, okay, let's set a time, whatever. I didn't know her. I barely know the guy. I dated him for like 3 months, but it was mostly like casual. And yeah, we met at her place, and then we just had sex. And after that, let's exchange Instagram. And then she is like,
Instagram after sex.
yeah, we exchanged Instagram after sex. And then she's a really nice person.
How did it feel like during it? Was there any like jealousy when you're like, I don't know, maybe he's spending too much time with her?
No.
Was he jealous? Was he fucking intimidated by it? Was he like sat in the corner like crying like a little girl, like I can't handle this?
No, I think we made like
Everyone felt included.
and then we made the do's and don'ts very, very clear from the beginning.
Because there's rules involved in these things,
And we did like STD tests before, like, okay, what are you into? Like, what is a no-go for you? And stuff like that. I think it's really important to make sure that you are known and heard before threesomes, MMF or MFF, either way. Yeah. But yeah, I think, it's something that I like. I do prefer it with girls than guys, because with guys, it's a little bit awkward.
Yeah. Have you done 2 guys as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's awkward when, like, I mean, I don't know, like, one cup or the other one. It's a bit, oh my God.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird.
But it's like, it's just
Were
for
those
fun.
guys like touching each other, or were they like?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I could. Yeah.
You couldn't do that.
You can't do that.
This isn't No Jumper. You know the podcast. Like
What's that?
They talk about sex like, all the time,
Oh.
like Kazumi, like porn stars and shit like that. Anyway, moving on from that. I already feel like I know the answer to this question. Would you ever date someone who's bad at sex, but you really like them? So like you're like, oh my God.
No, I would, actually.
You would.
Yeah.
Okay. Even if they're like.
Because
bad. Yeah, fair. Not average, like bad. Like you're like,
It's
fuck
okay.
say, like, when's this over so I can go have fun with
No,
myself?
I would still date the guy. I think I can, and I know my body pretty
Yeah.
well to be
You
able
coach
to.
them up. Just be like, look.
Yeah,
just be
I would.
I like this.
Yeah. I
That's never happened to me. Yeah.
to be coached by a girl.
It was sarcasm. Of course, it's happened to me.
Yeah, but because it's not necessarily like you're bad at things. You're just not competitive.
People like different stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you like A, he likes like
Our
what?
producer likes men. That can be in it.
I like men too, so
Wait.
I
Let's
get
go
it.
along with this, but no.
Okay.
But I would continue dating someone,
Okay.
even if sexually I'm not compatible with him.
Okay. Favorite sex position?
Me on top,
Why?
better with that.
Heard that
Yeah.
a lot, yeah. Most rogue place you have ever had sex. So rogue as in extravagant, out like public place, like in
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
yeah. We should have just done a whole podcast on sex. Might have to get you back on and just talk about sexual stuff because we could go back and forth.
So
Mostly about you, I'm a man of God, but yeah.
me too.
Okay.
I love God too.
Yeah. Well, I
Um,
was being sarcastic.
I like being like a secret. Like, okay, we are at a bar and let's just go to the toilet. It happens so many times actually. Like it's like when I drink I get horny and it's like I would ask my boyfriend. Like at the time I was like, oh, can we just find a disabled
Girls
toilet?
actually get so horny when they're drunk.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
girls gonna be like, oh, you're chatting shit. No, like you get horny when you're drunk.
It's
Like, they
like-
won't tell you. But
Yeah, and I would just grab him and it's like rub it until it's hard. It's like, can we go now? Like
Yeah.
that's probably what I would do.
That's pretty hot to be fair.
So yeah, bars, cars, yoga studio with a lot of
Yoga's-
mirror. Yeah, I like mirror, like fucking
Mirror
in front of
sex is good.
Yeah.
What about like, so for me, like one of the examples I've had is like, I was in a sling. I just dislocated my shoulder and I was in a public park at 10 p.m. at night. So people still walking past and it was -1 degrees.
Oh no, no.
We were doing this because it was lockdown. It was like one of the only places we could do it. And I'm literally like, it's muddy in the grass. Like if I slip, my
No.
shoulder's fucked again. I'm going to be in rehab for another 6 months. I risked it all. It was fucking, yeah, I deserved a medal for that performance. But that's probably one of the, I saw people, obviously people were driving past, but people were walking past, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I was really drunk. I just thought it was fucking hilarious. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other
I
places.
don't like cold weather so much. Though.
I don't know why I did it.
Yeah.
I actually it took longer to get my trousers back up
Wow.
than the whole thing because I was in a sling and I could only use one arm.
2 hours later.
In a confession box. Okay.
Fuck.
Because I did it in a confession box.
That's my next question. What? You did it in a confession box?
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
What else have you done?
I really like taboo stuff. Like, especially with my last German guy.
Just mention the weirdest places you've done, and if it's too weird, I'll cut it out. But
No, I don't think anything that's that weird, like more
yeah, or
far
like
as confession box. I don't like doing it in nature so much because the weather can be unpredictable. I prefer to be like in church.
weather's important when it comes to sex, guys.
Yeah, because if it's too cold, I cannot.
Yeah,
It's like,
fair play. Fair play. So there is another place that you've had sex.
yeah,
That-
it's in
so-
a Catholic church, in a confession box.
Oh, no.
Like, you have this.
A confession box.
Yeah, like when you cannot see the priest.
What religion are you?
Catholic.
Respect.
Mommy, I love you.
A
It's just for
confession
fun.
box. How? How you got access to
There's so many churches in Germany.
the priest? Like, was he the guy
No,
you were?
no, come on, no.
Like,
I would
priests
not
are fucked
corrupt
up,
people
man.
like that. Just
They're
like,
already corrupted. Have you seen Spotlight?
no.
Is that the right film?
Yeah.
No, no, but it's with a guy, and we're both sort
So
of like.
the I'm gonna paint the picture for the people at home. You're welcome. So we're in a confession box. The priest is like saying, "So what are you
No,
sitting?"
no, there's no priest in it, Jamie. It's
and you're like, "I'm
fucked up.
sinning right now. I'm sorry."
That's some fucked up porn, but yeah,
Yeah.
no, it was with a guy my age.
Okay.
We were both like drinking.
Confessing your sins.
No, we were like walking around. There's so many churches in Germany.
That you can just walk into.
You can just walk in because it's also like a tourist attraction, right? You go in and you see the
but
buildings
do
from the
people
1300s.
not just wonder why you're in there?
No one cares.
Germans are crazy, man. I went.
Germans, so good in bed.
I went to a cabaret thing, like cabaret club, or it's like. I went to a play called the Cabaret Club, and it's based in Germany. That's where it started, and the shit they get up to in Germany is mad. Also, there's a Hungarian woman I know who lives in Germany. She goes to sex parties all the fucking time. She's like married, and she goes to like swingers parties, all of that shit. It's wild.
Yeah.
Germany is very sexually fluid, I want to say.
That's true. Actually, that is so true. I traveled like ever. Like now I'm traveling, right?
Yeah.
And the guys in Germany, the kings that you think that you get from them, you think it would be very fetishy and kinky in other country. For them, it's normal.
Yeah.
Like just
so
a very
weird.
bare minimum is already wild, and I like it, to be honest.
Would you say Germany's the most sexual country you've been to?
Oh, I don't call it because they look repressed and normal on the outside, but
And
when
then
you
they're
go
just
to bed
crazy.
and it's just like, wow, like you are wild. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah. But I wouldn't say that for the country in general, just the guys that I've dated, to be
Okay.
honest. And I like it, to be honest.
Okay. Interesting.
Done with the sex questions, right?
Okay, so I thought we'd change up the topic now. We've done sex, and that was very interesting, I've got to admit. Let's talk about sort of your roots, and let's talk about the Asian heritage. Obviously, there's differences between maybe my experiences in dating being a British born person and then yourself being Indonesian and Filipino.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what's sort of the differences you've noticed having dated in Bali and
Yeah.
London?
To be honest with you, I don't really see much of a difference because I think maybe it's different if I was a Londoner
Yeah.
because I'm a visitor. So they, like, most guys that approach me or came up to me or even DM me or match with me, they always assume because they come from Asia, then they would take control a little bit. So maybe there's a little bit of difference if I was not visiting, if I lived here, maybe it would have been different. But I don't see much of a difference. I think generally guys that I have met so far, I've been quite lucky. They have been, really accommodating, like really like want to show me around, make me feel welcome, and like, you know, show what like London is all about and all these things. Well, in Bali, okay, I'm more of a local and I would show them around, but most guys that I meet in Bali, because I think they know what dating is like in Asia, they would they would take the more like dominant, like leading role, I would say. So it's the same everywhere for me.
Would you say, I know we talked about this off air, would you say for me, like when I've gone to Spain, I've had to pay for more things on the date, like maybe the girls' transport to the date, which for me I found a bit ridiculous or unexpected. And obviously we're very lucky here. Girls in England tend to go 50-50. When I date women from South America, they'll be expecting the same sort of treatment normally for me to pay for everything. So I'm wondering, if I went to Bali and I was to date an Indonesian girl, would I be like, what would be expected of me for that date financially? And I guess like, what am I expected to provide?
I think it's a bit of an unspoken rule, but I think Indonesian girls in general, at least what I was taught, I would always offer. Like, especially first date, I would always say like, do you want me to help?
Yeah, even if it's a fake offer, I think guys appreciate that.
Yeah, and I would always ask like, are you okay to get this, or do you want me to split with you? And honestly speaking, I think most guys would always cover for you for the first date.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
that's something I believe in. I think with, you know, regards to traditional gender roles and that, I think a guy should generally pay for the first date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the behind the scenes that guys might not see, maybe it's more of an Asian thing, but like before dates, you put in like so much effort. You want to be in a good mood. That's I think one thing that, even though you make me cry, I will always say thank you for the night. I think that's
wow.
yeah. I even with this,
Even with that guy,
the French guy, yeah. I say like thank you for taking me out. All
Thank
these
you for
things.
the worst night of my life.
Even maybe that's why the confusion came in, because he said like, oh, okay, like amidst the discord of like whatever.
Yeah.
But I would always say thank you for just like spending like 2-3 hours with me. So I think the expectation is there, to answer a question, but you would never demand it. Like for my culture specifically, we would always ask like, are you okay getting this, or do you want me to?
That's
like,
very polite.
Yeah, but of course the expectation is there.
The expected there.
Of
Do you
course.
think there is misunderstandings, cultural misunderstandings, cultural differences when you are dating someone from Germany, London?
Never. I'm quite lucky actually. Like, even like I did guys in London, like in Germany, they always like offered at least, especially because they know I'm not from here. Like most guys I know, they always say like, okay, like let's I'm gonna pick you up. I'm gonna see you here. This is like closer to your hotel and stuff like that. And I think it speaks as well to like sort of like the chivalry sort of thing. Like, okay, I'm just a visitor. You don't expect me to like figure out the maze of how to get around with London public transport on a first date, and that's quite actually nice. And in return, I would guarantee you I would be like at my best behavior kind of thing. It's sort of like an unspoken rule. Like, I don't demand it. I think most girls from my countries don't demand it. But it's there. I think the expectation, yeah.
And I guess what I personally am wondering is, what's it like with sort of traditional style Asian parents when it comes to dating? What do they expect from you? What pressure is put on you? Because I know there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, definitely marriage and kids. I think because I'm a woman, maybe it's not the same for men, but I know, like, for example, when my sister got married and then have kids, that made my mom the happiest grandma ever.
Really?
Yeah. And
What age was she when she got married?
30 or
Okay,
29.
that's quite late
yeah,
for
29, 30. Pretty late
Asian
for
culture,
Asian standards. But to see that, even though she never say to me like, oh, you have to be married, you have to do this, like, she never say that. But there's that, like, I know that it's expected of me and I want to make it happen, but like with my own time kind of thing. Yeah.
You're lucky to have parents like that, I guess, because I think I know I've dated Asian girls where their parents are like,
No, or
now,
never.
now when you're having a kid, when you're popping out your first kid,
Yeah.
when you get married, I know Asian girls who want to wanted to have kids at 22, and it felt
Yeah.
weird not to have a kid, which I find crazy. I guess just different cultures.
Yeah.
And I think this is something that I find amusing, that people sort of level it at people. But do you believe in Asian fetishes, and do you think yellow fever is a thing?
I do believe it, actually.
You do believe it?
I don't call it yellow fever, but Asian fever because I'm not really yellow.
Yeah, I think it's racist to say yellow fever.
But I've had guys.
Let's redo that bit. So, do you believe Asian fetish is a thing?
Yeah, I
And
do
Asian
believe
fever?
it. Yeah. I don't know if you know about the statistics on dating apps, but the most popular like race and gender is Asian women and white men. And the least popular is black women and Asian men. It's statistics like that is that and
I didn't know that.
and I think maybe there's pride attached to it, but I was raised by my mom to know how to take care and make a home.
Yeah.
So even okay, if I just meet a guy and I like him, I would. It's not about like being outdated and stuff like that. I would want to cook for him.
Yeah.
Like I met friends and then they would be surprised that I cook for them like the first time I meet them because that's just my culture. Like in my culture, like you don't ask how are you, you ask have you eaten.
Yeah, people don't have to be upset about that
Yeah.
stuff. Like, it's okay for certain people
Yeah.
to like traditional gender roles. I don't think it's a
Yeah.
big deal.
So I think something magnetic could come from Asian girls that guys might not get from other race in that sense. And so there's some sort of comfort. And I like, my last boyfriend, he was, I think like he was drunk and like, okay, what it's like to be with an Asian girl. Because honestly speaking, this is my opinion. So
Yeah.
like, there's no one that takes care of themselves as good as Asian girls. They take care of their skin. They take care
I'd
of
probably
their,
agree with that.
Yeah. And there's so beautiful girls every race.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But no one would buy lingerie or like get the best lipstick like to look good for you on a night out or like in bed as much as like what I was taught to like
Yeah.
you have to keep yourself in shape. You have to look good because it's for yourself of course, but it's for others too. Like and there's something like magnetic about it, I think.
Yeah, I think the statistic, black women, Asian men, that doesn't shock me. White men and Asian women, that does surprise me that that's the most popular.
It's the most like popular
I thought
sort
it
of
should be
gender.
white
race.
and white, to be
This is
honest.
the thing. It's an unpopular opinion, okay? But Asian girls match with everyone.
Yeah.
Asian girl and Asian men, yes. Asian girl and black men, yes. Asian girl and white men, yes. But white girl and Asian men,
No.
not very popular.
No.
Yeah.
I
But
think
Asian
that's a
girls
fair
fit
opinion.
everywhere, sort of thing.
And in terms of guys saying maybe racist remarks on a night out, thinking it's funny, what are your thoughts on
Yeah.
that? Like, have you experienced that?
I have actually, like at festivals and stuff like that when guys get drunk. And at the time I was with my boyfriend as well. Guys would come to me and say, like, talk in Thai to me and just say, I don't know what that even meant. And I said, I'm sorry, like, but I don't speak that. It's like, oh, you must be Thai. Or like
Yeah.
they assume I'm trans because
Yeah.
I'm tall and I'm
Yeah.
Asian. And some guys spoke Chinese to me, but I just tried to like, filter it out. They're just not in a good place in their lives.
I think that's fucked up, especially that I'm more worried about, I don't know what's more worrying, like people doing that because they think it's funny or people doing that because they want to upset you. Like, I think it's really fucked up.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that feels like. I think it's really messed up.
Yeah.
Even if you're trying to do it to be like, impress a girl, I think
Yeah,
it's kind of like,
that's the thing. That's trying to impress me. Like
there's a lot
I'm
of
not
countries in
impressed.
Asia, like,
yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
it's a
I
hard
cannot
one
even
to get right.
tell the difference between my people and Thai people.
Yeah.
How can you?
Exactly, it's really
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't gamble on that shit if you are trying to impress someone.
Just ask where you're from.
Yeah.
You look beautiful. I'd like to buy you a drink.
Yeah,
Simple.
There you go. That's good advice.
Yeah.
And then, is the stereotype? Have you dated Asian men?
I have
Is the stereotype that Asian men have small penises true?
no. That's not true.
Not true.
I like big penises. So.
And you're part of the what? Big Penis Society. It's not trans, sorry, but part of the big penis support group.
No, I don't think it's true. I mean, I don't know because I don't see everyone's penises, but the ones that I've been with, no, it's not true. I don't think so. Yeah.
All right, and the final topics of questions I want to talk about is travel questions, because obviously you've been, very well traveled like myself. You've been Bali, Germany, London. You've spent a lot of time living in these places. So I guess, yeah, it's just great to know a bit more about your travel experience. So in terms of Bali, obviously it's on my bucket list. I've never actually been. But how would you explain it for not just explain it for me for a tourist, but then explain it to me as someone as a local would experience Bali? How do you experience it?
I think from a tourist perspective, it's a really good place to kind of get away from your normal life because you have surfing, you have yoga, you have biking, you have all these kind of nature stuff, and that's amazing. But on the flip side of that, there's so much like nightlife and parties going on.
Finn's Beach Club.
Exactly. How do you know this?
I've researched Bali to...
I did their social media, by the way.
You do?
Yes.
Why aren't you getting me in? Get me free tickets to Bali. I'll be there any day surfing.
But yeah, it's good because it's an escape. So I think for tourists, it's amazing. You can eat really good for really cheap there, and it's good lifestyle, good weather all year
Beautiful
round.
people go to Bali as well. Many people, models,
And
stuff
it's
like that.
a 3D Tinder. You walk there and you see 1,000 beautiful girls, walking down, just having a beer at the brewery.
Yeah.
Whatever you think is good looking in London, triple it.
Yeah.
And that's your normal day in Bali.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of people I've spoken to in London who have been and spent time in Bali, they just always end up they just tend to be good looking. I don't know why.
But this is what I said to you about Asian culture. The girls put a lot of effort in looking good.
I agree. Not even the Asian girls who come from Bali. I'm talking about German, Spanish girls,
Exactly,
English girls who go to Bali and stuff.
Bare minimum in Bali is you take care of your nails. It doesn't mean you have stupid long nails. It's just you're hygienic, and then you smell good, and then you take care of your hair.
Yeah.
And if that is the bare minimum for locals, imagine the tourists coming there.
Yeah, it's a bit like Bondi Beach when I was in Australia. I had to get in the best shape of my life to keep up with the locals because they were all shredded on the beach.
Exactly.
It's like muscle beach sort of vibes with the best looking people are there.
And from local perspective, I think it's a little bit sad because these days things are gentrified. A lot of people move from really wealthy countries and as well as Dubai or Phuket, all these also digital nomad places. And it's good that the business is going up, but at the same time, it's bad for people who are barely making any money as a local in Bali. So it's a bittersweet thing, I think, how it boomed. That's just my opinion. But you see a lot of tourists misbehaving. I think that's something that is hey, when I go to your country, I don't behave like that. Why do you go to my country and behave like that?
It's a respect thing.
Yeah, and it's because I'm in Bali, I'm on a holiday, so I can just let loose and stuff. But if I do that in your country, I would get deported.
Yeah, it's true actually when you think of it like that.
Yeah.
Thoughts on digital nomads and what it means to you? For me, I've lived in Spain for 6 months and worked abroad, and it was some of the happiest I've ever been.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's definitely my future calling.
Yeah.
So to speak, work anywhere in the world on my own dime. I think that's really important to me. What does
Yeah.
that mean to you?
I mean, it's everything, especially since the pandemic. It is the way of, for me, it's the ideal way of living because you're not really bound to, a system. It's escaping the matrix and stuff like that. But I definitely love it as long as you're respectful to the people around you and not try to impose whatever you bring from your home country to your destination. I think it's a good thing.
It's nice just being able to hop on just waking up one day and be actually, I'm going to work in Paris for 2 weeks or whatever.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Paris is a bit expensive.
Yeah, it's just an example. I can't afford Paris. And then I guess for a digital nomad, what is your favorite place to travel as a holiday destination and then somewhere to live and work? Just really quickly.
For Europe, Amsterdam's absolute my favorite.
Travel?
For
a
travel.
Holiday?
Yeah, for holiday. To live in, I really love Munich.
Okay, I've never been to Germany. I definitely got to go.
Yeah, I think Europe is just like on its own. But for holiday in general, I like Sri Lanka, all these like random countries. Like, I'm sorry to say random, but like places that I would never go to, but I really
Yeah.
like going to these places for holiday. To live in, I really love Bali. Actually, it's comfortable. You get like convenience and everything. But I also like Singapore.
Do you
So
surf?
I would say yes, like once a week sort of thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not like some people are like,
Yeah, but once a week is
Yeah.
way more than like, fucking hell, better than me then. Fair enough. And then beach or city to live?
I like both. It's hard.
For
If
me,
I
it's
get
beach all time.
Yeah.
All day long, it's the beach because I don't know if I get it from my mum or whatever, but like just the sound of the ocean just calms me down.
I
so
think
much.
50-50 for me. I like cities too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like cities, but I think just something about the ocean waves, just walking down in the morning with a
Yeah.
coffee, or if you're stressed, go down to the beach.
Yeah.
I just love it. But the sun is paramount, and that's why I want to get the fuck out of London and
Yeah.
live abroad. And then favorite thing about London,
Nando's.
which we're going to get later, which is why we're going to wrap this up in a minute. And something you hate or dislike.
The tutting of the Londoners
The
when I
tutting.
walk slow.
And she's a slow
And the
walker.
I am. And come on, like, I really don't get this passive aggressiveness of Londoners. Like,
I think it's big city thing. I think I said like off air, like New York is kind of similar.
but it's extra here.
Yeah,
like,
probably.
They don't just say to you, hey, can you walk
Yeah,
faster?
people have
They
that-
just tut. It's like, how they know? But that's something that I don't really like.
Yeah. And then my final question, which came from one of our viewers, so shout out to you, Stefan, for giving us this question. Not really to do with anything dating related, but how do you avoid Bali belly? And have you ever experienced it?
Just have strong stomach.
No,
I-
go a bit deeper.
I-
What is this Bali belly thing? Everyone seems to get it. Who's not from Bali?
Okay, so I mean, if you go to a place and you're not familiar with the food and you eat the street food and your stomach gets upset, that's Bali belly. That's what we call. And it's basically just like a glorified version of diarrhea. But how to
Stefan,
not
you
get
asked
it?
a blinder of a question.
How to not get it? Eat more street food.
Yeah.
So you get tolerant.
Yeah.
I don't get it, so
Well,
maybe it's more for British
Yeah.
people. I don't know.
Well, Stefan, I hope your question has been answered, mate. I did not need to know about diarrhea. All right, so I think that is where we're going to wrap it up because it is fucking roasting in here. If it's looked like we've been sweating, it's because we are. It's fucking hot, or I am. It's
You
fucking
are.
boiling. That's rude.
You really are.
Fuck off. Anyways, boiling in here. She wants a Nando's. So we're going to go get one. And yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I know it's been a long podcast, but yeah, if you enjoyed it, please hit that like and subscribe button. It really does mean a lot to this channel. And yeah, if you have any questions or any questions for future guests, questions for Maria, ask them in the comments down below. And yeah, thank you so much, Maria, for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Yep,
You did a
pleasure.
really good job. And yeah, what's your socials in case they want to find out?
It's difficult to say, but I'll just spell it. It's MIRMACHRM.
There you
we
go. All right, thank you guys. Peace. All right, guys, if you made it to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you so much. It means generally a lot to me that you made it this far. You're a real one. And yeah, guys, I had a lot of fun filming this. If you did enjoy it, then please let me know down below in the comments if you want to see more videos with more, Instagram models or, just girls, pretty girls, just sort of talking about their dating experience. And we'll dive deep into all the weird and wacky parts of dating, what's going on in dating apps, the weirdest messages they've received, all that good stuff. And yeah, we'll get my weird takes on it as well. Yeah, if you enjoyed it, please let me know down below and we will bring more of these sort of videos to you. But yeah, just want to say thank you again so much for watching, and if you could like and subscribe, that would mean an awful lot. So yeah, have a good day, guys. Go have a pint, a drink. You deserve it after listening to my fucking voice for about an hour and a half. So yeah, thank you guys.